Press Podcast. I'm here with Bruce Boxleitner from a favorite film of mine, as you know on the podcast, TRON and TRON Legacy. You've done some other films. Bruce, how are you today at the con?
Oh, it's good.
Yeah?
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, you've been here with Legion M for 2 days, so...
Yes, I am.
Yeah,
I'm a friend of David Baxter, who's the boss here.
Oh, nice.
And he asked, he's got a few friends, John Millier's supposed to be as well.
John
but,
Miller?
that if we'd come down and, partake in his little gathering here and sign some autographs and things like that.
Very cool. Bruce, is this your first convention back since the...
No, this is, I think, number 3 now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How's it been back and everything?
Well, it looks like there's a renewed energy. Second time I've done this one, I did this probably some 12, 13 years ago, and it was not like this. It was dead.
Yeah.
We packed up in an hour and left. It was horrible.
Yeah.
And I think the promoters ran for it. I don't know what happened, but this is decidedly different.
Yeah, no.
So it's actually my first time at the LA Comic-Con.
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty great here. We usually go. So nature is healing, as they say.
Yeah, I think people are just desperate to get out.
Yeah, I would say so.
We're going to have to live with this virus whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
And it's probably here with us for quite a while. So
yeah. So what are your...
Can't stop living.
Going right into it, I was reading the making of Tron, and the book was talking about a lot of the costumes, and can you talk a little bit about just making that, how you felt, because it seemed like from some of the backstory, a lot of the talent, they were just a little like trying to like visualize the world. It wasn't as, there wasn't anything before that. How do you feel just acting in that?
Well, acting is, I started in the theater. I was trained in a theatrical background. I was trained for the stage. I did do that briefly in my younger years, and then got into television rather quickly, and then so on. But it doesn't matter the medium. If anything, Tron was actually very theatrical in the making of it, because we were on sound stages, the whole picture, except for the live part where we shot up in Lawrence Livermore Laboratories. But, it was not unlike that. I was in a very strange costume. I was heavy face. We were all painted white and everything. And for the technical thing, but I wasn't aware of, had no whatsoever, and I haven't changed much more than I wasn't computer savvy at all. I don't believe Jeff even was, and he was always into what the latest tech thing was going on.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a very bizarre experience. I was used to this world. I had started in westerns.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing this, and I literally read the Tron script while I was shooting. I was playing young Wyatt Earp on an NBC TV movie, and I was out in the middle of Arizona, sitting on a horse, reading the script in between shots, and I suddenly going, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
I just think acting is acting, and I just, why I say I compare it to the theater, because there was a lot that we didn't see, and oftentimes in stage plays, you're on stage having to create for the audience an image, what you're seeing, and we all play pretend in that way.
Yeah.
But it's the actor's interpretation that helps the audience visualize.
Yeah.
You understand?
Oh.
So we had to do that because there's no green screen then. None of that stuff existed. You didn't. We used to run old film in back of you and things like that, or put you in that, but none of that type of thing. So we had a unusual experience, and we did have storyboards.
Yeah, those must have helped, I would imagine.
It did, a great deal. I know Cindy, well, what does it look like? And, Stephen's trying to explain. He said, so they had these storyboards so we could get a good idea.
Yeah.
She and I are running from the recognizers, Sark's guys. And we're going up this pipe and up and climbing and then running around. We had to know what the heck we were, because we were on black platforms.
Yeah.
Black velveteen material that absorbed a lot of the light.
Yeah.
And because it was a heavily lit show. for those things, those costumes, for this to work, it had to be heavily lit, backlit, everything. There couldn't be a shadow. Okay? I didn't tend to understand the process, but one night when Bruce Logan threw the switch, we had a wall of light that probably went up to this ceiling, and probably mostly half of the room. And Burbank, California had a little power surge.
Oh yeah. Did it?
A brownout. For like momentarily, it went whoa,
yeah.
like that.
Tron
We had so much light on us that I thought my corneas were going to burn.
Yeah, Tron caused a citywide panic in Burbank.
Well, they needed to wake it up a little bit anyway.
Yeah,
so,
I guess.
Anyway.
What about the practical locations? I believe that you guys filmed in this. It was like a tech facility, like.
Well, it was probably the most top secret.
Yeah, it was like a top secret.
Oh,
Were you there for that?
It was. It was a nuclear laboratory.
Yeah. How was that like?
It's in Lawrence, Livermore, California.
Yeah.
Made the atom bomb. And all kinds of things. And we had to have, of course, it was Walt Disney.
Yeah.
Couldn't be more American than Walt Disney. So we all had to, everybody was under FBI check, things like that. And we worked in on extremely top secret, only Disney was allowed in there, facility. So that's what we had. And we had to wear booties because there was radiation. So when we went into a new room, you had to have gloves and stuff. And so I often wonder, because us actors were on camera, we didn't have those things on.
Yeah, exactly.
And but they were great. And it was the height of the Cold War, I'm sure. Some guy said, there's Russian agents out there sitting in cars. They'll pay you money for any kind of information what's going on in there. Because most of it was underground.
Yeah.
Up in Livermore. And kind of exciting, you know.
Yeah,
it
seems like a James Bond movie.
It truly was, you know.
Yeah.
And here we are. Remember Jeff going across the room, doing sort of like walk like an Egyptian across the room. We're clowning around in there, and I'm sure these people are looking at us going, what the heck is this?
Yeah. I can imagine. And just wrapping up here, how has it been revisiting the character of Tron and Alan in both Legacy and then Uprising, which I thought was a really well-made show. That was
well done. Very, very well done. The artwork was, I thought, so stylized and so wonderful, and how they captured something about us. It was Elijah Wood in me, and Elijah was very well done. He's a wonderful actor. Probably the best child actor in the last 50, 60 years. So, but anyway, it was great. And when I was asked to do Legacy, I was very excited because it had been rumored that it was actually going to happen. I mean, you got to understand, for a good part of 30 years or more before that, there was a rumor every other year about, they're going to do it. And I was constantly asked, are they going to do another movie? I said, it's way above my pay grade to have that information. And I'd be lucky to be asked back, and I was very fortunate. And Sean Bailey and Joe Kaczynski called me on the phone and said, we would really love to have you and play Alan Bradley. And I said, there's no Tron? And he said, well, Tron's going to be in a little different this time. Of course, he's Rinsler in this. Well, kind of hinted that in a future thing he would be coming back. You need a story arc. You need some kind of arc.
Yeah.
So I was thrilled with it. And it was great to see it, how, where are these characters 28, 30 years later? How the game grid had changed somewhat, but it still was recognizable with the recognizers. And the cycles and everything was like that old 59 right there.
Yeah, that's
still a car, isn't it?
Yeah.
We still drive a car the same way we drove that, only we're updated and modernized with it. So the light cycles had that feeling too,
Exactly.
And it was still that recognizable grid and how it had changed the darker place because it flew.
Yeah.
Pardon me. So I loved what they did with it, and it was very exciting. The secrecy we had to do. Different world. We could talk about it in 1981. We could talk all we wanted about it.
Yeah.
Now we're under the, eye of the tower there.
Yeah.
You can't talk about it.
Yeah.
So, we did.
No, it must have been fun. And
there were no Comic-Cons.
Right.
And when that leaked footage happened intentionally in Hall H in front of 1,000 fans, and you could just hear it, I was told the project was greenlit on the reaction they heard in Hall H, watching it in real time.
Yeah.
Pardon me, boy, wearing this thing?
No, sorry.
Watching it in real time, and they said they remember, Jeff, they had shot some footage of a chase scene, a life cycle scene with, and you know, here he is in his beard and everything.
Yeah, with Clue.
And did it. You could hear it. It's Tron. Oh my God, it's Tron. Because they didn't announce anything. It was all just those previews. So I was excited. I actually was watching it.
Yeah. No, it must have been a incredible experience. Yeah, no,
But we had a wonderful cast in that. And Michael Sheen, you name it. I mean, all of them that were in there.
Yeah,
great actors.
10th anniversary.
And I think it took a beating, frankly, between me and you and everybody here. It took a bad beating, and I don't understand why. And I was hired, I think we started in April of that year shooting, and in November, the previous November, I was hired to screen test at least 12 or 15 young men to play Sam Flynn and Cora. And then we shot it over at Disney, and I remember the night that we narrowed it down, and I'll tell you what, I'm not going to go through all the names, but it was just about every young actor who is currently happening. I got the thrill to do that scene, this scene with. It was a little bit, but essentially the same scene.
Yeah.
The Sam and Alan scene in the beginning. And by God, Garrett Hedlund walked in. First of all, you had to be, Jeff's a big guy. Pardon me, I mean,
oh, it's all right.
Jeff's a big guy, physical, he's done action movies and stuff. We needed a guy that conceivably looked like his son. And Garrett came in there, kind of a rangy little kid from, I think, South Dakota originally, farm kid, and kind of rangy looking, and very interesting. And he nailed it. I actually worked with Casey Affleck, wanted to be in this so bad, he auditioned for it on a Saturday because he was shooting some other big features.
Yeah.
So we came in and we worked did that, but he was already 34. Just a tad older. He wasn't the physical guy, because look at the physicality Garrett had to do in the opening 5-10 minutes of that thing.
Jump off a building.
The tallest building in Vancouver, by the way, the Shangri-La Hotel, which is the ENCOM building. And so he got the part, and with Cora, Olivia Wilde, we didn't have any dialogue. So we used the scene from Blade Runner where he's telling her, those aren't your memories. Isn't that cool? I got to do Blade Runner. My God. And
secret casting.
And I got to be Harrison Ford. And that was great. And we knew it. I sat next to Steven Lisberger, who we called Yoda by then. All bushy-haired and everything.
Yeah.
Of course, he was such the advisor on it.
Yeah.
Joe Kosinski leaned heavily, I think, on him. But we were sitting there watching them do the scene where Flynn has gone up to the head of the solar sail, and they're in the back of it. They're talking, and we looked at each other and went, "That's it. As simple as that." You could just tell they clicked. And I loved Olivia in it. That look that she had as Cora, and she was just intense and just wonderful. So,
Cora's.
Like I said, we had a wonderful cast, and I resent that people thought it was lame or it was this and it wasn't. No, of course it wasn't the original. We couldn't do the original.
Oh, yeah.
And I wanted them to do the next chapter in this story.
Yeah.
I think we had a great trilogy there.
Yeah, I think so too.
And it perhaps still could happen. So I don't want to naysay it, but I've been, my heart's been broken a few times.
Yeah.
But what can you do?
Yeah. Take your word for it. But
time is what it is.
Yeah. We on the podcast love that film, and we 10th anniversary last year did a retrospective on it. So it's I think it's a classic. And
Nothing looks like it.
exactly.
I mean,
yeah.
this
10 years
world
later.
of the inside a video game, that sort of Alice through the looking glass, Alice in Wonderland. There's nothing. Sid Mead and Circus Steven, they just created a look that I don't think has been done by anybody else.
No, I don't think so either.
God bless you.
But yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well, thanks.
Thank you,
for
gentlemen.
joining with us.
You bet.
Where can? Do you have any social media people could follow you?
Pardon me?
Oh, do you have any social media?
I'm on everything. Boxleitner Bruce, and our Bruce Boxleitner fan page. I've got, oh my God, all.
Yeah.
I'm on Facebook
Okay.
and Instagram.
Cool.
And Twitter. So I'm on, cover all the platforms.
Gotcha. Well, thank
Alrighty.
you. Yeah, thank you for joining us, Bruce, and have a good con.
Thank you. Thank you very much.